This idea of having a private oligarchical sort of control over speech normally would have upset liberals once upon a time. But then in the Trump era, I think there's been kind of a significant philosophical shift.
The power to do things like order people to stay in their homes and to shut down businesses and to quarantine and to close borders. These are incredibly dangerous powers.
I also introduced HRES 1175 with my colleague, Congressman Tom Massey, which calls for the same action for the government to drop all charges against Julian Assange.
I'm 100% in favor of women's rights, 100% in favor of gay rights, gay marriage.
We're against censorship, whether it comes from the state, whether it comes from the church, or whether it comes from a corporation.
The standard position of a journalist in the 70s, 80s, and 90s was to be hypersensitive to any possibility of censorship.
I am truly honored to nominate Bernie Sanders for President of the United States.
I've never voted right-wing in my life.
I am against censorship, no matter where it comes from. Good journalism is adversarial to power centers.
Hello, welcome to another edition of the Willie Bragg Show. I am back, and I hope that the quality has improved in your eyes. I think it has from my end. I had to do a couple of things to make sure that I provide quality content, meaning that we stream without any buffering and without any difficulties or delays and glitches that makes the video look very unprofessional and all that. So welcome back to the Willie Bragg Show, and I'm glad to see all of you here on this special live stream. I have not live streamed in almost a week. I had a kind of a rough work week also, and just life being life. That's basically what it came down to. So on the chat line right now, I see Warren. Excuse me, I just ate a little while ago. I see Warren's on the chat line here. And he says the Three Stooges. And he says, hey, Daniel Berry Sports and Highlights, because Daniel Berry Sports and Highlights is here. How are you doing? Bring forth the numbers, which I did. And thank you for saying it looks good. And actually, thank you, Warren, because you've been a great help getting everything, helping me get everything set right with my with everything here with regard to the problems I've been having lately with my computer and the live streaming and all that. So everything's been kind of upgraded: modem, router, even a damn new computer with better memory, better storage, that sort of thing. And so we're all good, folks. We're all good. So welcome back. It feels good to be streaming again with very little difficulty. The only difficulty we're going to experience will be possibly ads that are going to pop up, because I did not set up my ad blocker yet. I just did not get a chance to do that. That's probably what I'll be doing when I get off the line tonight. I will probably set up the ad blocker at that point. So the next live stream, more than likely you'll see me doing, will be ad free. And I will do everything I can to minimize any ads that will pop up in this video. So my apologies with those damn annoying ads. And really, honestly, when it comes to those damn annoying ads, why the hell did they do that? It makes me not want to. It makes me even want to buy it less. You know, I think we're all on the same page. Game.film, how are you doing? And we have here Pittsburgh Dude 87. How are you doing? So, I've also added Facebook to the platform, but I am not seeing Facebook being up here online, like streaming as of yet. I don't know what's going on. I will have that investigated and see what's up with that. If not, whatever. So anyway, let's talk about Ana Kasparian and her divorce from the left. That's what we need to talk about. So first, with no further ado, we'll talk about basically what we all already know, and that's basically this: the Young Turks. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again: the Young Turks came into the scene. They came into the scene on the radio in 2002, and then they went online in 2005 on YouTube. I guess when YouTube came out, and so and they were a game changer. And as critical as I am of the Young Turks today, and I am very, very critical of the Young Turks. I've been critical of the Young Turks for many years. But I will say this about the Young Turks, and I won't apologize. Young Turks did compete with right-wing narratives that exist in right-wing media. Talk radio, Fox News, TV evangelists, that sort of thing. The online right. I mean, they were able to buck the narrative, and we were able to go and have something like the Young Turks to battle the right. But the problem with the Young Turks is that they went to the center eventually. And so that became a problem with the Katzenberg money in particular when during the 2016 campaign. And the content just became more watered down. It was not just the Young Turks. This also happened to David Pakman. I used to watch the Young Turks all the time. I used to watch David Pakman all the time. And his content's been probably even more watered down than the Young Turks. So, and the thing about it is that eventually a lot of these people kind of sell out. But it came to a really the first wave of where I think things started to go very wrong. Where we're in the fix that we're in now with the left was with Dave Rubin, who had the Rubin Report that was an affiliate of the Young Turks. Just as Jimmy Dore was the affiliate of the Young Turks, this is David Pakman was the affiliate of the Young Turks, just as Sam Cedar was the affiliate of the Young Turks, Kyle Kalinske was the affiliate of the Young Turks. You get it. You know what I'm talking about. Dave Rubin had the Rubin Report. I used to watch the Rubin Report. It was just another show that was part of the Young Turks and everything. And sometimes the guests were okay. I'm talking about back in the days when Rubin was on the left, supposedly. And no, he was on the left. He was shit-libby. He was kind of a shit-lib, but he was, anyway, there was some various reasons why he parted ways with the Young Turks. Partly was the Sam Harris interview with Shank Ugart, where things didn't go too well with regard to the Islam versus the debate about Islam, and Sam Harris was arguing from a new atheist perspective, which was a thing back in the day. And Dave Rubin was part of the I don't think he necessarily obsessed over it, but he was part of the new atheist movement too. And so he was not particularly keen on Cenk Uygurt's take on it. I think that was partly it, but there was also a segment in 2014 when one of the many previous times when Israel went into Gaza, there was a panel on the Young Turks, and they were talking about, what horrible things Israel's doing in terms of the bombings in the Gaza. And if I remember correctly, and I'm just remembering this right now, it was Cenk, Ana, Jimmy Dore, somebody else, and Dave Rubin. And Dave Rubin took the Zionist line, or took the pro-Israel line, and he was kind of outnumbered. They all had this sort of like, what the fuck is wrong with you kind of attitude. And I think that kind of rubbed him the wrong way. He was arguing, in a way, from a liberal Zionist perspective. However, it was still fucked up because it's an Netanyahu government, and they're not even being a quote unquote good cop like maybe a labor government in Israel could arguably believe. It was a horribly right wing government, and the kind of response you would expect from Netanyahu, you just cannot ever defend that under any circumstances. So it was just kind of like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you kind of attitude. So I think it rubbed Dave Rubin the wrong way, because Dave Rubin obviously is a Zionist. So he went his own way. Now he wasn't fully right wing as of that point, but he left the Young Turks in 2015, technically part of the Bernie Sanders supporter, like the Young Turks and like pretty much everybody else on the online left at that point. Well, at that point, he started to do his slow drift toward the right. After the 2016 election, he went into a libertarian-ish, enlightened centrist route. Then he decided that he was going to be for Trump, and now he's a full-blown right-winger. He kind of pretends to be libertarian-ish, but anyway, he's just a piece of shit. And he was the first person to kind of lead in that direction. Others follow suit, like Tim Pool. And, and if I remember correctly, I've been told that Candace Owens was once on the left and she grifted. I know that Ariel Scarcella obviously went into that route. So there was various people that went into that direction. Now, there are people that have been accused of going into that direction that I don't think have gone into that direction, but they have been accused of it. And I started the video with the Turncoat Don video. People who've been accused of it. Like, for example, I got some disagreement with Jimmy Dore on a few issues, but do I think that Jimmy Dore's a right winger? I don't. I don't think he's a right winger. Same thing with Glenn Greenwald. I don't think Glenn Greenwald's a right winger. I think that Russell Brands is. I think that people like Russell Brands would be. I think that Matt Taibbi is headed in that direction. I think that people like I'm trying to think who else is headed in that direction. I think that Tulsi was pushed into that direction by Hillary Clinton mostly. Some people do it for the money. Some people do it because the people on the other side were mean to them. Sean Head has been accused of being right wing. I definitely don't believe that. So there are people that have been accused. Oh, Brianna Joy Gray's been accused of this shit. And even Crystal Ball, Nomiki Kantz was bordering on trying. She was almost bordering on calling Crystal Ball a racist about a year and a half ago over a disagreement that she had, I believe, with Nomiki Konst over AOC. And I remember I did a video on that. I was kind of floored by that. I'm like thinking about Nomiki Konst, who the fuck are you? To do this. But anyway, there you have it. You got people, some of them are accused and it's a not fair allegation. Some of them are accused and it's a turnout. It turned out that that's correct. That's the correct allegation. Now the latest person is Bill Maher. Bill Maher has kind of gone into that direction. He hasn't gone full Republican, but but he has gone into that direction as well. Ana Kasparian is the latest. And some people say, well, it's because she went on Ben Shapiro and she started palling around with Ben Shapiro. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if she palled around with Ben Shapiro. I would care if she started embracing his ideas, but I don't give a shit if she had a conversation with Ben Shapiro. I don't even give a flying fuck if she thought he's a swell guy that was wrong on everything. But when it comes to the whole idea of her grift, and I made fun of her last year when she started talking about the that she doesn't like to be called a birthing person or individual with a uterus and all of that, or a bonus hole, what have you. I mean, what is it to you, Anna? You don't even have kids, I wouldn't complain. I mean, you're a wealthy woman. You got all the privilege in the world. I mean, you don't really have any serious problems the way other people do. And you're going to go and complain about that. So I personally don't think it's a problem either way, except for people who are going to be loud about it on both sides, whether it's Ana Kasparian kind of soft pedaling turf ideology or the uber politically correct left, or whether we're talking about people like the worst case assholes out there like Matt Walsh. Now, again, you can talk to these people, you can debate them, you can even have lunch with them, think they're a swell guy on a personal level. I don't give a shit. I just start caring when it starts to look like a grift and it results into another punch against the left. And when I see, and I'm not a partisan hack, but what I am is very tribalistic. I am tribalistic as fuck. And when I see the left gets punched down once more, that is just one day a delay in us having nice things in America. It's one more day that we don't get Medicare for all. It is one more day that we don't have free college. It is one more day that we don't go and tackle the military and industrial complex to stop this whole bullshit concept of trying to build up armaments for the sake of armaments, endangering the whole goddamn world into World War III. It's just one more day of this. And so it's always punch left, and people buy into it on both sides. They buy into it. A grift is a grift, and that's what it is. And do I think that Ana Kasparian might have been harassed by a homeless person? Sure. And I'm sorry she's been harassed by a homeless person, but do I she want to start sounding like some right-wing person with right-wing law and order response instead of, to deal with homelessness. The best way to deal with homelessness is to provide a roof over people's heads. Simple as that. Oh, how are we going to get the money and resources to do this? Well, instead of arming Ukraine and arming Israel and arming Taiwan and arming everywhere around the world and having bases around the world and intervening everywhere around the world, let's just let's do America first in a way that's not reactionary, but in a way that actually will benefit people here in the United States, like providing a roof over having a roof over your head will not be a problem for anybody that lives here. If you're sick, going to the doctor, getting your prescriptions, getting an operation would not cost you a cent. That sort of thing. When you want to go and get educated, your college would be free. Your tuition would be free. Your books to be free. And all that. You'd be able to go and learn, get your degree, and improve yourself and have a high quality of life. And your high quality of life and you doing well would mean that you'll contribute to everybody else doing well. And when they are doing well and when other people will do well, it'll be a chain reaction. And that's what it comes down to. A majoritarian middle class society where, that poverty is greatly eliminated. And those that are on the top, they don't have to have all those billions, I don't have a problem with taking away some of those billions. So, but one more person like Ana Kasparian doing this bullshit is one more day that we don't get nice things. Is what I'm saying. So, so that's what it's coming down to. So, oh my goodness. Right now, what I will say is this. I mentioned Dave Rubin. I mentioned Bill Maher. And Bill Maher especially is disappointing because I used to like Bill Maher years ago. I used to watch Politically Incorrect and whatever. Yeah. And I didn't always agree with Bill Maher on certain things. I mean, but he started to grow. I mean, he started kind of, I'm not going to say he started right wing, but he started off as he was kind of libertarianish right with some liberal sensibilities in the mid 1990s. Not necessarily the worst person in the world, like a libertarian for Bob Dole. Yes, he started out. Then he ended up being like a libertarian for Ralph Nader by the year 2000. And by 2004, he was for John Kerry. And then he was like an Obama person. He was basically a conventional liberal, maybe, maybe to the left of most liberals at the time. And then he became probably the best he was by 2016, and it might have been all a grift anyway. And that might have been a grift in itself, but it's a grift that I approve of by what he was in 2016, and that was a Bernie Sanders supporter. But then he became an Amy Klobuchar supporter in the year 2020, and I'm sorry. In the Democratic primaries in 2016 and in 2020, if you didn't support anybody but Bernie Sanders, fuck off. I'll tell anybody. Fuck off if you supported Hillary Clinton in 2016, and fuck off if you supported anybody but Bernie Sanders in 2020. And I'm saying that even that I'm a little bit perturbed and irritated with Bernie, anybody that you didn't support other than Bernie in the primaries. And now if you're like, no, I'm going to go with the Green Party, or I'm going to go with the PSL, and even Bernie's not for me, I'll give you a free pass. If you're doing it from the left of Bernie, outside the two-party system, this is not a critique of you. But if you're doing it, if you're inside the Democratic Party and you can't bring yourself to support Bernie Sanders in 2016, 2020, fuck the hell off. Then I still say, fuck the hell off now. Go fuck yourselves. That's what I will say to these people. And I'll say it till the end of time, because they also had contributed to us being delayed having nice things in this country. So, Bill Maher and Dave Rubin, where they differ and where they are similar. They're similar in the sense that they punch left. Dave Rubin started this shit, and you got a bunch of right-wingers that they love hearing what Dave Rubin have to say. And I'm going to get to Ana Kasparian in just a minute. It's all connects to Ana Kasparian, not to worry. But they love listening to Dave Rubin talk about how evil the left is. With Bill Maher, he talks about, the left is so crazy and woke, and he never criticizes the right, but he's going to support the Democrats no one, right? He's on Team Kamala Harris, and so he's basically arguing for the Democrats to go back to that Clinton model instead of the old model that he was on in 2016, which means that he's basically saying that you're still past the Bernie era, you still have those Bernie adjacent ideas that you're somehow woke. Fuck off, Bill Maher. Fuck the hell off. Go fuck yourself. So, here's the thing. And I'm talking about ideas, not about Bernie. I'm talking about the ideas. I think that we pretty much like what Bernie has to say. That's what I'm talking about. We know that Bernie's a letdown, but we like his ideas. We just like to see him aggressively pursue those ideas. It'd be a kind of a nice concept. But this is where they're similar. They're different in the sense, Dave Rubin and Bill Maher, they're different in the sense that Dave Rubin is on Team Trump and Bill Maher is on Team Harris. They're similar in the sense that they're performing the same task. Punch left. And Bill Maher is just a useful idiot for what the Dave Rubin people are doing. He's just the Democratic Party version of it. And this is where we go and start talking about Ana Kasparian, because Ana Kasparian is on that path right now. On that, and I think she's on the Bill Maher path. She talks about how terrible people on the left are, and how, and everything, and how judgmental they are. As if she's not been judgmental herself, as if she's not been, a total, self-righteous bitch that she's been. And I'm sorry, you're not left wing if you 3 years ago didn't support forced to vote. No, that's not fair. I think there was a few decent people on the left that did not support forced to vote, but it was the wrong decision, and she should know better. But the thing about it is, that was probably the very beginning of where I started to resent the Young Turks. I think that might have been the very beginning where I started to resent the Young Turks, when they started to reject the force of vote. Same thing with AOC and company. And I was, again, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I was defending AOC critically until the fall 2022. And I was just like, I can't do this anymore. So, just like now, I just, when Lucy decided to run against AOC, I was like, you know what? I'd rather have Lucy defeat AOC than to continue to support AOC. I was like, And right now, I endorse Lucy. She's running again. A Blue Moon Red Wine. I think she's streaming right now. I definitely endorse her against ASC. The thing is, Ana Kasparian is going to do this and milk it for what it's worth, and people are going to believe at this. That's the point I'm trying to make. And so let's go ahead and we'll play a clip here. Let's see, is this it? Let me see if this is it here. Yep. I just found out how Sparks, who he was or who he is, and he's talking about Ana Kasparian. So I'll play a little bit of this and I will comment, okay? All right. Oh, no, that's Destiny. One of the most boring ass people online. And I am going to be playing a little bit of Destiny later on. So my bad. Let me do this. Sorry about that, folks. Wrong video. Let's see. Is it? No. Let's see. Is that it? That should be it. The bright side of this. I hope this is it. No, I still am getting. Let's see. Okay. Why am I getting? Okay. Let me do this one more time. It's not the computer. It's me. Okay. We're going to do this one more time. That's the one should be. Yep, that's the one. That should be it. Okay, here we go. This is from House Sparks. And it's called Yeah, But Head, TYT Progressive. Ana Kasparian finally loses her mind and totally flips out. So we'll go ahead and play a little bit of that. I'll comment on it.
I don't know if you guys have heard, but one of the members of TYT has been going through some things. Okay. TY, a little bit of introspection, circumspection, circumcision, contraspection. We don't know at this point, but a lot of navel gazing and going, ooh, lint. And in that process, this person who is a she, and she'll let you know, on all fronts, has decided she's done. She's had it with the left. Fuck you. And I would like to say to Ana, I will calmly await your apology, you fucking asshole. Okay, so back story time, and then we will get to the fact that she is now made it official with a Substack post. And I want you to know, if there's a modern version of 2 stone tablets, it's Substack. So here's the story. If I may, PolitiCon, I was invited to do it once, and I crashed it a second time. But the first time I was invited to actually be on stage with her and a bunch of other people. And she was there happily defending Bernie and all this kind of stuff, whatever. And I was backstage, famously talking to her and Liz Winstead. And Liz Winstead, bless her heart, who's a lovely human being, said at one point, I think it's clear when we're all talking together that we all support Bernie. And I said, actually, Instagram only. You hear this, you're right. Go live. We are now live on Instagram. Sorry about that. Welcome to the show. Talking about Ana Kasparian and her leaving the league. So I'm talking with her and Liz Winstead, again, who's lovely. And I say, and Liz says, I assume we're all voting for Bernie. She goes, or she didn't even say I assume. She said, of course, we're all voting for Bernie. And I said, actually, I'm for Hillary. Now, there's a myriad of reasons why I was for Hillary.
You're a dumbass for being for Hillary Clinton, and that was when Ana Kasparian was worth her salt back then. As problematic as she might have been from time to time, even then, that was a far better position than what you had embraced, Hal Sparks, whoever the fuck you are. No, fuck off. And as I said, fuck people like you who went and chose Hillary Clinton over Bernie Sanders. I have no time for people like yourself, but I'll let you go ahead and talk.
The biggest one being is she was an eminently qualified woman who was the first woman running, and I thought it was about time, and she knows what she's fucking doing, and she spent the majority of her political life trying to like do things like snap.
Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, Democratic Leadership Council, Reaganized the Democratic Party. Oh, when she tried to create a healthcare system, she did it by keeping private health insurance and did it in such a dumb way that the right wing, she allowed for the right wing to demonize it and call it socialized medicine when it wasn't even anything close to socialized medicine. And as I said, she Reaganized the Democratic Party, and as a U.S. senator, she voted for the Iraq War, which makes her a fucking war criminal, neocon, just like George W. Bush and Dick Cheney. Let's see, what else? As Secretary of State, she turned Libya, which was the most prosperous country in Africa, turned that into a slave state. Things like that. A woman that got the blessing of Henry Kissinger when she ran for president in 2016. No, fuck off.
For poor kids to have insurance and food and shit like that. Stuff like I kind of like that actually fucking happened. And the right had pilloried her they pilloried Hillary for decades. For that very reason, this bitch is going to give poor kids insurance and food. Fuck her. And so,
well, she is a bitch for turning Libya into a slave state, and people are suffering today in Libya because of her. 1 million people died in Iraq because of her vote for going to war. Back in 2002. No, fuck her. Yeah, fuck the right wing people that hated her from the right, but no, fuck her too. She's no progressive.
Target on her back that entire time. Now, whether you feel like she goes far enough down the road or not is a political discussion. It is not an ethical or moral discussion. And if you disagree with tactics, that is different from saying someone is good or someone is evil. And the other thing is, she was going to be the head of the period. Story. Bernie wasn't going to be the person. He was an independent. He was in.
Yeah, because the Democratic Party rigged it and against Bernie Sanders. They did it in 2016. They did it in 2020. They even did it against Robert F. Kennedy and Marianne Williamson and Dean Phillips in 2024.
And he didn't stay a Democrat. When he ran as a Democrat, he went back to being an independent. Sorry, run as an independent or kiss my ass.
No, I don't want to kiss your ass, but I will say this. You want to know why he had to do this inside the Democrat? He felt compelled to do this inside the Democratic Party because the two-party system is rigged to keep third parties out. We don't have a Democratic Socialist Party. We do not have a viable Social Democratic Party. We do not have a viable Labor Party. We do not have a viable Communist Party. We do not have a viable Trotskyist organization or anything that's even remotely left. Even the Green Party. We do not have anything in this country that can tackle capitalism, other than the Democrats, which is basically Republicans who are for gay marriage and abortion rights. That's the difference. I mean, really. No. Your point of view is full of shit.
You're going to caucus with the Democrats, become a Democrat, and push the Democratic Party in your way, in that direction. Try to direct it, or fuck right off. Now, back then I wasn't incendiary about it. I just preferred her. I had no need to fight against Bernie or any of the supporters. They seem to be a little agitated and dickish a lot of times.
A lot of the Hillary Clinton supporters are dickish themselves. You just illustrated it right here.
But ultimately, I think a lot of us were like, whoever it was going to be, I would vote for the Democrat because the alternative is Donald Trump.
And you know what? Guess what? Donald Trump became the nominee because Bill and Hillary Clinton encouraged Donald Trump to run.
Awful, as we all knew, as we all saw. But anyway, really simple though. It wasn't like I would go fuck Bernie if he becomes. I vote for Trump, right? I would like it never crossed my mind. It's absurd, right?
You did kind of vote for Trump by supporting Hillary Clinton, who encouraged Donald Trump to run for president. So fuck you.
So Liz says this. I assume we're all. She goes, and of course we're all voting for Bernie. And I said I'm voting for Hillary. And at that point, Liz, to her credit, went, "Oh, okay," and just kind of nodded it off. And Anna went fucking dark. Like she stiffened and got this look on her face, like I had just told her that, like I leaned in and said, "Hail Hydra," right? So, or I actually, you know, I would argue that I didn't repeat. She said, "Hail Hydra," and I didn't agree. It's more like what it was. But she was fucking like, and from that point forward, she was meaner to me and rude and disrespectful, just kind of obnoxious to me, more so than anybody. And fucking the backstage of that place was a pit of vipers. Glenn Beck was there. Robert fucking Davi was there, the guy who directed the Hunter Biden bullshit movie, which is the only like hard copyright strike my channel has ever gotten. When I went over that movie and broke down its lies, fucking sentence by fucking sentence. Remember that? Okay, so it was. I mean, she was in good company if you were looking for a bunch of assholes, and she was the fucking worst. And yeah, yes, Anna is Hydra. That's where the word shield becomes Hydra. TYT is Hydra. This guy's a shit. Yeah. So, anyways, ever since then, you know, she and Cenk have been, you know, all about the Hal Sparkses of the world. Right? Whenever I call them out on their bullshit, they always kind of extrapolate it like I'm part of a trend. And I'll have you know, I am the Hal Sparks of the world. There are not Hal Sparks. Nobody is responsible for what I say, but fucking me. Get it? You understand? There's no Hal Sparks of the world. There's Hal Sparks, and then there's the rest of the world. Say what they want, but no, you can't like blanketly dismiss a bunch of people's thoughts because you don't like what I fucking say. Deal with me, or fuck right off. So, anyways, and there's a reason why they do that, because it's, you know, it's because there are argumentative structures like trying to unplug a sink with a Vienna sausage dickwise. It's lame. Anyways, point being is that all of a sudden, I mean, it's already she has, I guess, experienced a slight taste of the shit she gave me backstage at fucking Politicon over this stuff when she and TYT were talking fucking voters out of voting, which is their whole fucking game. It still is. Like that. It's why they, and if you don't believe me, it's why they lost a third of their audience to fucking Jimmy Dore. Because a bunch of them were, wait a minute, you told me she was a baby killer, or now you want me to vote for her? And then they zipped off to watch his fucking dipshittery, right? Okay. Independent and unaligned. Hi there. By the way, this is a woman who's accused me of propaganda, of basically being a conservative, of like, it's just like all the pejoratives that get used. That
You do sound like a right winger.
she's fucking whining about in this stuff, and that like Cenk is legit guilty on a tax level most of the time. Oh my fucking god, she's like, my god, these people came in, they were so rude and online, and people at work, and like, yeah, asshole, that's how you treated us. This is, and, okay, and she cops, I guess, some of it after Trump came in onto the political scene. Yeah, this is all because of Trump. This isn't. Yeah, lay it off on the fact that he stirred this shit. Never mind the fact that the TYT has been undermining fucking voting as long as they've existed. That's all they do. That's what TYT is for. It is to mute the vote on the Democratic side, to soften the vote and make people go, what's the fucking point? That's why. Oh, I have a hair on me. Is I gonna bug somebody? I was hugging Chip. There. John, you happy now? All right, where's my
TYT's been accused of sheep herding for the Democrats. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
OnlyFans roller. I mean, here you go. Bounce.
You're not funny.
All right, so after Trump came onto the political scene, and especially after he was elected in 2016, which he helped make happen, the us versus them mentality immediately took shape. Okay, first of all, hey, dumbass. This is the first time where the us versus them thing actually made sense. It didn't just start happening then. It became material in that because Democrats want to preserve Roe. Trump and his crowd don't. Do you understand?
Actually, you don't fully understand this. The Democrats had an opportunity to codify Roe versus Wade, and they never did. You want to know why? Because it was a way to try to scare voters, saying you don't go and vote for the Democrats. The Republicans are going to go and take away your abortion rights. The Republicans are just as guilty, because I can guarantee you they hated the fact that the Roe versus Wade was overturned, because you know that little splash that the Republicans got in 2022, the like little 4 or 5 seat gain in the U.S. House of Representatives that would have been otherwise 30 or 40 or 70 seats. It would have been not a huge landslide, but it would have been it would have been a hefty majority in the House. You want to know why it didn't happen? Because a center right America is moderate on abortion, and they don't like their abortion rights being taken away from them. So it was the greatest gift that was ever given to the Democrats. I don't know if you know that, and you're just gaslighting us, or you're just stupid and you believe this horse shit that you're slinging to us here. But I know how partisan hacks work, and if you don't understand that, then you're a fucking retard.
Isn't us to them in this political situation? There's no political opponents. That doesn't make them enemies, but the distinction was really broad. It didn't get murky like, well, what's the difference? The Uniparty, fuck off. Anyone who refused to resist Trump was seen as a threat to the country. Nah, that's the country. I think women's rights and the economic future of every citizen, but not the country itself. I think the ground will still be here for the most part.
Yeah, and don't forget, Hillary Clinton chose Tim Kaine. Tim Kaine is an anti-abortion Democrat. Unless you think it's okay to be a Democrat anti-abortion. Is that what you're saying? And what about Nancy Pelosi endorsing pro-life Democrats in the U.S. House of Representatives, candidates who are pro-life Democrats, just to put a stop to the Republicans? Oh, what? Because they got an R beside their name, it's suddenly not okay to be for abortion rights, but they got a D beside their name, it doesn't matter?
Was fully on board with that mindset. God. Shut the fuck up. It all felt righteous at first. But eventually the tactics deployed to fight Trump became repetitive, boring, and ultimately fruitless. First of all, fuck you. I'm very entertaining. It's not my fucking fault. TYT is boring and full of shit. It's not. You can't.
Okay, we agree on something there. We agree on something. TYT is boring and full of shit these days. Maybe not for the same reason, but we do agree on that.
Cannot blame, quite frankly, Randy Rainbow or whatever, and fucking all the people imitating him, and even it wasn't boring. It was really fun. TYT was repetitive, boring, and ultimately fruitless because, unfortunately for them, they all decided that people still decided to vote, and Trump lost in 2020, which is why she's fucking mad now. Let's trace this back to when she actually started to decay. Right? Yeah, Randy's great. There's a bunch of really entertaining people, not just me, that are out there during this. Right? All right. Just because Cenk is a fucking boorish asshole does not mean that the anti-Trump crowd is suddenly fucking boring. You get what I'm saying? What are you talking about? All right. Only shows that he's increased his support among Black and Latino voters despite wall-to-wall coverage on his unsavory, racist, or bigoted remarks. Okay. Maybe it's you, asshole. Maybe your commentary is so bad that it's worse. People respond to it worse than his actual racism. And by the way, no, they fucking aren't. Okay, this is what she links to. Donald Trump has doubled his support among Black voters. New poll. This is the headline. You guys remember what I told you guys about the yablets? The yablets in these situations? Okay, check this out. Here's the thing. Morning consult poll of 11,501 registered voters conducted between August 15th and 18th of 2020 found that Trump has garnered significantly more backing from Black voters compared to his 2020 run. Well, wow, that's interesting. I guess we should stop reading there. Unless, all right. The 2024 poll shows 21% of Black voters supporting Trump, a 12% point increase from 2020 morning consult poll. The poll has a margin of error, plus or minus 1 percentage point. Trump's increase in support among Black voters contrasts with the poll's finding for Democratic candidates. 2020, then candidate Joe Biden received 81% support. According to the poll, the Pew Research found that Black voters overwhelmingly support Biden in 2020, with 92% backing his candidacy. So 81 to 92%. is the idea. In August 2024, poll found newly named Democratic nominee Vice President with 72% support among black voters, while Harris still polls significantly better than Trump among black voters. She lacks percentage growth seen by the GOP candidate in this survey. Now, let's get down to the survey. Specifically, the poll found that Trump support among black moderates and black conservatives has increased significantly, doubling among moderates. In 2020, 8% of black moderates supported Trump, whereas 2024, the figure is risen to 19%. Now, how many people on a percentage level do you think would call themselves black moderates in the modern era? What do you think that number is? What do you think that number used to be? 1,000 in this poll? Well, they've got 1,000.
Anyway, that's the meat and potatoes of what he has to say. And the point is, the guy punches left. And you know, as she's having her transformation, he's going back at the time when she had a different point of view. Some of it was kind of an obnoxious point of view she had. While she was still on the left, but she was still on the left at that time. And now she's had this transformation. He in particular made me very angry. So anyway, well, I'm also going to play is from the Vanguard. So here we go. Let me go ahead and have it set up. I almost played it without having it set up. So forgive me for that. Forgive me. And while I'm playing it, I am going to go ahead and grab me a drink because I'm thirsty. So I'm going to walk away from the computer for a couple of seconds. All right, there we go. And I will be right back very, very shortly. Okay, give me a moment here. Take it away.
Boy, it looks like it broken into triggering, I don't want to say mainstream Republicans, but large Republican accounts with our content. Everybody applaud yourself for being a part of it. These guys are very fragile, but they're ready to embrace Ana Kasparian with open arms, and we called it a mile away. Yeah, so check this one out, guys. Check this one out. One of my friend's mom apparently actually saw this video, and I saw Gavin in a YouTube video from some conservative. That friend sent this to me. I then sent it to Zach, and now we're sharing it all with you. Check out this masterpiece. Leftist hope and rage over Ana Kasparian officially abandoning the Trump deranged left. So again, for anyone that wants to gaslight us continually about what's happening, and don't take it from us, take it from black conservative perspective. One day ago, 205,000 views. That's a pretty big audience. Shout out to black conservative perspective. Looks like he took the time to feature yours truly in this video. So do you want to check out some of this commentary? You want to watch as we cope and rage? Absolutely. And you know what? We've got both sides of the spectrum. You know, two hot blondes. So let's take a look. Is this some? You guys accuse us of clickbait. You guys accuse us of, oh, that's a hyperbolic or that's sensationalism. This is actual clickbait, guys. 100%. Take a look at the rage and hope that he decides to put on display again from the Vanguard. Let's take a look at this video. Start off with a little bit of destiny in there, and then some other people. The consequences of bad policy, and once realize that policy is bad, when most people in this country, or at least people that have common sense, conservatives, realize that this doesn't really make sense. Okay, we probably should not do this because common sense, which apparently is becoming more exceedingly rare in this country, but there is a glimmer of hope. Okay, because you have individuals who are coming out against the left because they have experienced the bad policies of the left. Like, for example, we talk about some of the black Democrats in Chicago. They are now basically full-blown Trump supporters because I actually saw Ana Kasparian just yesterday feeding into the anti-Brandon Johnson hysterics in Chicago, saying, like, you can't meet the budget deficit. Like, since when do you care about the public school system in Chicago? Since when do you think you're an authority to speak on the public school system in Chicago? And are you really, is that why you're coming out after this very progressive there with a very bold message that knows a little thing or two about the Chicago public schools more than you do? Yeah. And this guy's video is terrible. It's basically just a bunch of GOP propaganda. He plays this video that right-wingers love to circulate of the black lady in Chicago talking about how actually Trump's going to fix all of our problems or something like that. It's just Fox News crap. But if you scroll forward a little bit, he reads a bit more. He also reveals you do not have to be talented at all to succeed in a right-wing video. Oh my God, this guy's blasé. He's chewing up already chewed food. He's got the ABC gum popping in his mouth. He's like, let me look at every tired talking point that I could possibly drum up that's been recycled over and over again by every lazy commentator on the right. And let me find a way to be less charismatic than them. While I sit back in my chair and get 200,000 views because these fools will clap like seals for anybody who agrees with them. Yep. And again, he's about to react to Zach and I. And you guys already frame this, us coping and raging. Let's see the coping and raging. And then let's hear his rebuttal. Because I imagine, again, based on the thumbnail, based on the title, this has to be pretty embarrassing for us, right? He must have got us good. Hope we only have it on. So I don't have to.
Growing up, I never really knew my grandfather's name.
I joined Ancestry and I was able to find his World War II draft card and it had his name on it.
It connects people, it connects locations, it connects time. It gives you so much more.
Sorry about that.
I don't know this guy. Shut up. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that you guys can guess that the extreme left, they're not having a good time coping with reality. Oh, Ana Kasparian, not only leading the extreme left, but also trashing the extreme left on the way out. Intelligent things, obviously, but she genuinely seems to.
Don't you just love it how conservatives try to define what the extreme left is, and they don't know what the extreme left is. They think that having blue hair is extreme left. You know, they think that. I'm sorry, I'm going to be politically incorrect in the way I'm going to put this. They think that a gay marriage and two dudes consummating their marriage with a little bit of dick sucking is somehow woke. That's their idea. That's the gears, the cogwheels inside their minds of what they think the left is. I mean, it's just kind of like that's what they think. Blue hair and gay dudes having sex. That's what they think woke is. I mean, it's ridiculous. The projection. Nothing wrong with having blue hair. And for those that are into it, nothing wrong with being gay. So I'm just saying this is what the right wing believe it is. Oh, and then let me see. What else do they believe? They believe they somehow believe that the whole country burned down in 2020 when it didn't. I mean, even the protests that were going on and some of the riots that did get out of control. You compare that to the 1960s and early 70s. In spite of the COVID crap that was going on. Nothing in comparison. So anyway, I wanted to share that thought there.
Be happy. Now, I really do get the sense that she's bitter. I really get the sense that she's like, just not where she wants to be. I'm not sure why. It's kind of sad almost the more I think about it. But yeah, I just think it's like, she's projecting all this on the left. And I think a lot of people, when they become right-wingers, when they make this transition from a more liberal progressive person, a lot of times later in life, make this transition into right-wingers, a lot of times I do think it's out of bitterness, out of rejection, it's out of some feeling that you're not good enough and you escape with other people. That's how this stuff starts. Yeah. Well, say that you heard that. As soon as some start. That looks so enough. No, that was a great point you made, though. 100% you were waxing my theory. You were also super polite. There was no melting down. There was no leftist hope. It was basically like, this is exactly what made me a right-winger. I also am very bitter and I hate the world and I think that I've been wrong. I want other people to suffer just like I suffer. Yeah. I mean, that's the clip you chose to play of us. That's crazy. Like, I'm sure you could have something out of context to make it seem like we were really triggered. You really went with that most like empathetic analysis of what's going on. I even said it's kind of sad. I was like, this is sad. It's bringing my humanity to the table, like bleeding liberal heart, trying to find it in me to understand my political opponent. And that's the clip you play, and that's the clip you put in that thumbnail to make your point about how insensitive and crazy people on the left are. That was literally, like I said.
Well, it's not just like that. I think your name is Zach or Gab. I think your name is Gavin. Your name is Zach. It's also like this. Kirsten Sinema, the U.S. Senator from Arizona, the Democrat that turned independent. I've heard people say, conservatives say they like her because she stood up against the woke. Now, what does standing up against the woke mean in right-wing world when it comes to Kirsten Sinema? That she took $750,000 from the pharmaceutical industries to make damn sure that the pharmaceutical drugs stay overly expensive. That the Build Back Better never came into legislation. That we get no $15 hour minimum wage. Woke shit like that, right? And let me tell you the kind of person Kirsten Sinema is, because they did not like her when she got elected in 2018. Her history: she was a Green Party member in the 1990s, and then she ran in the U.S. House as a Democrat, and then got elected in 2018 as a senator. And she's the first bisexual woman, and she is the first atheist woman, I believe, to get elected. And and here's the thing: she is the type that will go and with the really goofy, identity politics, the kind of thing that the Fox News want to go and lampoon the left with. But they give her a free pass because she went and did this to Mitch McConnell in a friendly way, as the bitch went down to the aisle and did a little curtsy and did this little thing about the minimum wage increase. Fuck Kirsten Sinema and fuck her. So anyway, the projection of what people think woke is. I've had people tell me woke is universal health care. You won't be woke like they are over there in the Nordic countries where they get that free health care. I mean, they have said shit like that before. All this woke shit started when Franklin Roosevelt got elected, and they gave old people Social Security. That's where all that woke shit. I mean, I'm sure somebody's saying that. I just made that up. I'm sure somebody other than me just making that up. I'm sure somebody sincerely started to say shit like that. It started with Roosevelt gave people shovel-made ready jobs, when it should have been the private sector to get people, back to work. The government's not there to give you the legislate prosperity. You do it out of the private sector. I mean, that's how they think, these people. And you don't think that way, you're woke. I study right-wing thought a lot, as you can tell. So anyway,
really just honest, and I'm not going to pat myself on the back, but we cooked it, bro. We were just straight up family cooking people like this guy. Oh yeah, 100%. And this is the kind of audience that is going after now, where the bar is extremely low. I made the point that you don't have to be particularly good at right-wing media or at media presentation at all in order to succeed in that space, right?
You're absolutely right about that, because I've heard Dave Rubin try to argue the right-wing talking points. He does not sound sincere. And I'll give you an example why on a personal level. I've been doing this for almost 5 years, the Willie Bragg Show. And it's a relatively low number to the channel that I have. It is what it is. It's a low number. I have under 1,000 subscribers. That's fine. I understand partly, I'm not the most professional around, what have you. And I know my limitations, but I also know it's the algorithms on YouTube. I'm shadow banned. And a lot of my friends are shadow bans in this line of work. People who's got programs and who are way better than mine. They're shadow banned. I mean, friend of the show, Extra Bulla, Warren. I mean, he should have way more subscribers than I do. I mean, he's professional as hell, and again, he should have more subscribers than I do. But the thing about it is, the algorithms suppresses all these channels, whether it's just you name it, you name these channels out there. They're all kind of suppressed, and people don't want it. They want to make sure that left-wing, independent, progressive media. I don't like to use the word progressive that much, but you know what I'm saying. Left-wing dissident voices are kept under the wraps as much as possible. And, because corporate media with its neocon wing and its shitlib wing, they're the ones that wants to have their message display, and any other point of view is like, go to hell,
because you're just saying it's about reaffirming a value system. It's about telling people that they're right. It's about stroking their egos. Anna has become a very polished broadcaster over her career. She would succeed 100% doing this if she wanted to. I think it's the only way she could ever build an audience truly on her own. Right?
Anyway, what I was trying to say is that one person told me, a conservative told me, that I needed to grift to turn right wing, to increase my numbers on my channel. I am a horrible liar when I attempt to lie. There's no way in hell I would be able to do that. I mean, why would I even do that? I couldn't even begin to do that. Why would I do that? I mean, anything that I share on this channel, and even if by some miracle I end up having 375,000 subscribers, or I'm up into the territory of the gray zone, or I'm into the territory of some of the other larger platforms out there. If I ever get into that larger territory, it's not going to happen. But let's say if it did happen, there's no way I would go and try to change my tune. Because I just don't think I could lie to myself and lie to my audience. I just could not respect myself. I just couldn't look myself in the mirror knowing I did this. I don't see, and I wonder if people look at themselves in the mirror and they are thinking, man, I just lied to everybody, and haha, the joke is on them. I don't know. Anyway,
we have to go down this right wing pivot. But here's the problem: they keep trying to sell it to the left. They keep trying to package it in a new way. That's like, oh, I'm actually just an enlightened centrist, bro. The left has just gotten a little bit too progressive for me. I'm trying to reel it back. And I like some people having rights, like me and my family. Other people, I really need to pick and choose. I really need to hear both sides before I can decide that. And you know what? I guess we should give Jake a little bit of like a friendly. You know what? He's going down with his first mate. You know what I mean? He's like, you know what? If she wants to stand on the Titanic until the end, so will I. Right? And then you have to respect that. At least he really authentically does care about her. But I wanted to throw this tweet up because it just shows how bad of a job they're doing at selling Anna's pivot, right? Gaining support for her.
Okay. Zach. Well, he was talking about the enlightened centrist or what have you. But look, when the amazing atheist sits there and he lampoons against 7 or 8 years ago, he was lampooning against some of the SJWs at the time. He looks back and thinking that was a terrible thing he did, and he led to a very bad trend in society. I disagree with that. I think that what he did was just the opposite. I think that what he did actually kind of cultivated a very good core of leftists out there. I don't think that people went to the right after listening to The Amazing Atheist. I think that there are people out there that they're on the left that despises the right wing and look at some of the shit liberty and see it as being a hindrance. And when I say shit liberty, I'm talking about the Hillary Clinton adjacent Democratic Party politics out there that that exists. The Joe Biden politics, the Kamala Harris politics out there. And we're having to go back to the drawing board because the Bernie movement is dead. So, I'm sorry, I'm sounding a little incoherent, but I'm just trying to be precise in what I mean here. And what I'm trying to say is that this enlightened centrist thing, when Dave Rubin was doing it, it was bullshit. And this non-aligned shit that Ana Kasparian's on, I'm smelling again a lot of bullshit right there. And so some people, you got to be careful with some people when they do this. Now, as I said, when She-Want Head is doing it, I don't think she's doing it from that particular angle. I don't think that the Amazing Atheist was also doing it from that particular angle. In his better days, before he dyed his hair blonde, I don't think Kyle Kalinske was doing it in a bad faith sort of way. So I'm just saying. So sometimes you have to kind of be careful on how you go about it, because you don't want to appeal so much to a right-wing mindset that it gives legitimacy to the right, but maybe just enough to those people to realize, well, maybe there's something to this left that's positive. I'll give you a personal example. Somebody blocked me on Facebook that I've known for almost 20 years. And he used to be on the left and he turned toward the right. And I don't cancel somebody on the basis of their personal politics. But he went and he and I had a discussion. I showed him a horrible video by Wild Bill for America, a horrible piece of shit right-winger. And he ended up liking Wild Bill for America. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, how I could have been. This is maybe about a year and a half ago. About a month ago, we got into an argument online about something. And I shared with him an old Kyle Kalinske video from 2021, I believe. 2022. And it was a video where I would think a conservative point of view would listen to it, and even if they don't fully agree with it, they would appreciate some aspects about it. And he was like, after listening to Kyle Kalinske, he said he became more anti-Kyle Kalinske. So you're too far gone if you end up embracing Wild Bill for America and you took a reasonable video by Kyle Kalinske from 2 years ago, the pre-blonde Kyle, and you turn out to be pro Wild Bill for America, but you took this, what was arguably a better period of Kyle, and hated him on that regard. It's like, damn, dude, fuck off at that point, you know?
Yeah, it's like 1,200 Substack subscribers for a person with millions of subs on YouTube. That's really low. That's astonishingly low. That's very shocking. I remember when Ken Klippenstein left the internet, people immediately had like 50,000 new Substack subscribers. I think he's up to 70,000. Just for POV, for somebody who's not like a huge household name, but that's a successful Substack. That's kind of the ballpark that you would be floating in if you have the like. Now, if I started Substack, more have 50 people, but I'm a media critic, so I get the kind of cast stones like on Stephen A. Smith over here. But anyway, Jake left his audience, Gavin. He says, this is the best article I've read on the election. If Democrats listen to her, they'd win, but they never listen to anyone who's outside the establishment. For a whopping 36 favorites out of this man's 642,000 subscribers. Just embarrassing. Yeah, that is super shameful. We'll see if her Substack grows. He said she's going to keep posting there, so we'll find out. You want to watch a little bit more of this video? Oh, yeah, so there's more. And I don't know why I took all of this for Ana Kasparian and Jillian Michaels and Elon Musk and others to see that the left is and say, okay, I mean, this is something that I think that normal people should realize just by listening to them. Right? If you were listening to these leftists 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, they were saying some of the same things they're saying today. Right? They were just as extreme. Now, I mean,
what? Being for single parent, that's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Free college is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Being against the neocons wars for cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Let me educate you on something, Jack. I'm trying to sound like Joe Biden. In 2002, I would say roughly from 2002 to the early Obama years, I remember a lot of the right-wingers berating people on the left for being against the Iraq war. And saying, you're pro Saddam Hussein, you're giving aid and comfort to the terrorists, Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. You're a traitor, how dare you go and protest against our president, George W. Bush, that sort of thing, in the middle of the Obama presidency, around probably end of his first term, beginning of his second term, there's been a lot of folks on the right. They're like, well, maybe the liberals were right about this war in Iraq. Maybe it was a bad idea and everything. And so it's amazing that whatever the left advocates and they get made fun of and they get criticized for, then the conservatives 10, 15 years later will be like, well, they're all right. We support it now. And some of them will even take credit for it. Yeah, I mean, it's funny how that works. I just saying.
It has become more mainstream, right? It has become something that he actually debunks Anna. She's like, 6 years ago, we were fine, but now, and she's like, no, you guys have been saying the same damn thing all along. Which is true. It just writes her argument for why she's leaving now. Commonplace, the Democratic Party is essentially now like synonymous with the extreme left, right? I mean, I think that's the only difference. But the extreme left was the extreme left 10 years ago. And he should have known 10 years ago that, hey, we do implement all these policies. He can't even properly defend Anna Kasparian.
Actually, the extreme right 10 years ago was more moderate than the extreme right now, because the extreme right 10 years ago was a fucking Ted Cruz. The extreme right today are groypers. So that's where we're at here in the United States today. So
he doesn't understand her criticism. Like, Anna's problem with the Democratic Party is not that Kamala Harris is too much of an extreme leftist. She's trying to act like Ana Kasparian is Tulsi Gabbard or something, and she's like leaving the Democratic Party because they've been taken over by like a bunch of extreme leftists. No, that's not even what's happening.
Even in Tulsi Gabbard's case, and I'm mad at Tulsi. Even in Tulsi Gabbard's case, she got pushed to the right because Hillary Clinton pushed her to the right. I just saying, you know.
Anna's not even a politician; she's just an online progressive commentator, and she's leaving the left because leftists were mean to her, not because of the fact that like the Democratic Party, the Democratic establishment is now filled with the sort of people that annoy her online. I know.
Yep, that's what it comes down to. People were mean to Tulsi. Some people were being mean to Ana Kasparian to get their feelings hurt. Look, I've had people being mean to me on the left before, you know. And sometimes, you know, sometimes people. I have people on the right being mean to me. I had people on the fucking center being mean to me. I have people who agree with me 99% of the time being mean to me. So, you know, it's okay. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not to change your politics because some people were mean to you online. That's so immature. So it's lame as fuck.
I think even Ana Kasparian understands like the sort of unhinged, quote unquote, trans activist that she hates so much. I don't think she is under the illusion that those people are like filling up the freaking administration in the White House. Like, I think she knows that they're terminally online. For the most part, by the way, this guy doesn't even know what he's talking about. And again, he didn't even play a clip of us sounding remotely cringe or Cocoa Puffs, as he said. It was just like basic, pretty level-headed analysis. Yeah, and he also doesn't seem to know anything about the current state of political affairs other than that the left is woke, and that's and that normal people have seen this for a long time. This is how low the bar is, guys. This guy's 200,000 views on YouTube. Okay, this is how bad you can be at your job. You don't have to know what's going on. All you have to do is point and be like, the left is hysterical and too well. Okay, this lefty agrees with me. That's why Anna is going for that grid. And she cannot.
It is kind of an easy thing to do, and it's sad because if you got something substantive to say, people don't. The wider public don't want to hear it.
Compete on her own. She has been burned by the left, and she's using that as justification in post hoc rationale to talk about how she's been bullied out. You know, she just can't even get her 2 cents in it.
Sorry about that.
And folks, why can we take safety seriously?
It's okay. Because you have
Sorry for the ads. As I said, I'm going to take care of those annoying ads. Just because I have a new computer. Once again,
branded yourself for over a decade as a leftist. I have used to watch TYT because they would literally advertise that buying their membership was somehow facilitating a progressive revolution. That giving them your hard-earned money was actually facilitating change politically in this country. She lied to people who were desperate for money, or she was those people were desperate. She desperate for money, right? And then turns around and abandons all those political principles, and it's no longer economically salient for her. She's like, oh, you know what? I'm not exactly milking the cow for what I was back in the day. Time to find a new lane after these people. She deceived like a televangelist. They conned you out of your money, and now she's blaming you. She's blaming you. You know what that's called? Gaslighting, manipulation. It's wrong. And now she goes and says on a line and sits in front of a banner that says home of the progressive TYT, Progressive News Network. It's all a lie. It's all a sham. The only people that are cheerleading are dumbasses like this guy who can't even articulate a thought. I think he had maybe 5 brain cells to scrape together, and he lost one. Yep. And you brought this up, but it's not just this guy defending Anna, it's also her own co-host who sees what's happening. He knows what's happening. He's not dumb, but he also wants to hang on to Ana Kasparian as his co-host. I think he's a little bit nervous about what would happen in the event that she actually does quit TYT.
I agree, because if Ana Kasparian quits TYT, then TYT might be done for. I kind of think that that's the situation there too. So that's enough of the Vanguard boys there. They're slowly improving, but I could take but so much of Shaggy and Scooby. So let's see here. Next one is Destiny. And I believe somebody said something about Destiny. Hold on a second. Let me go ahead and find the video, the chat quote. I saw somebody say, yes, Johnny Ringo said here, people think Destiny is a leftist, but he's an extreme centrist. Here's the thing about Destiny. I've always found Destiny boring as fuck. I never really could get into the Destiny thing. He's just like, yeah, and again, it's maybe because he's a fucking centrist. I mean, he just never really, had all that much of appeal to me. I mean, I just never really got into the whole. I'm sorry. I never really got into the whole Destiny culture. You see, Destiny's so boring. He got me yawning. So, well, we'll go ahead and play a little bit of Destiny, and we'll wrap things up.
Ana Kasparian has left the left. My God, that literally no one could have seen coming. Holy. You're right. I've changed. After Trump came on the political scene, and especially after he was elected in 2016, the us versus them mentality immediately took shape. Anyone who refused to resist Trump was seen as a threat to the country, and I was fully on board with that mindset. It all felt righteous at first, but eventually, the tactics deployed to fight Trump became repetitive, boring, and ultimately fruitless. Polling shows that he has increased his support among Black and Latino voters, despite wall-to-wall coverage of his unsavory, racist, or bigoted remarks. Donald Trump has doubled his support among Black voters. What is doubling? From what to what? From 12 points to 21 points. From one poll to the next poll. A morning consult survey of 11,501 registered voters. Wait, why are we comparing what Trump's polling was in 2020 to 2024? What about like from 2016 to 2020? In 2020, after Trump was president for 4 years, he had, among Black moderates, his support was 8 points. In 2024, it's 19 points. But are we only talking about moderates? Specifically, the poll found that Trump's support among Black moderates and Black conservatives has increased significantly, doubling among moderates. Well, hold on. Who would identify as a moderate? Wait, this methodology is so questionable. Wait, do you understand the issue here? Like, imagine you have imagine you have 100 voters who are undecided, and let's say that they call themselves moderate, and then let's say that you have let's say an election happens, a cycle goes on, and then that 100 group, let's say that shrinks by 90%. Let's say 90 of those people are like, I'm not moderate anymore. This is insane. I'm going to go be part of this party now. So you have 10 moderates left. Let's say those 10 moderates, let's say like 8 of them are like, oh yeah, this Trump guy seems kind of cool. If before you had 20 people that were cool with Trump out of 100, your support might be 20%. But if the moderates that you have left, you only have 10 left, let's say how much left. Now let's say of those moderates, 8 support Trump. You went from 20 to 8. An absolute decrease in number, but as a percentage, you increase your percentages by 60 point increase. Right now, you have 80% support among moderates for Trump. I'm not saying that this kind of polling is bad, okay? Just to be clear, I'm not saying this is bad. The data is worthless. I'm just saying be aware of what you're polling on. I'm curious, what is the actual percentage support? Well, to be fair, actually, this one sounds like, I wonder what this means when it says supporting Trump. Hold on. Voting, what do we even look for? Polling Trump by race? Are you able to get chat on screen? Yeah, I could. Do I want chat on screen? Do I care that much? There's a link to poll in the article. When console poll crosstabs are paywalled, it's this. Oh, that's kind of annoying. This bolster strength 107 by 538. Yeah, that might not be a high quality pull, but that is a significant increase in pointage. Fuck, whatever. Okay, well, digging a point on this as we get close to the election. Several years of media racing along over Trump's threat to democracy has only resulted in a tight president.
Oh, okay. That's actually the cable. That's not the computer. So. Come on. Well, that's probably as good as an excuse not to play Destiny. So it is buffering right now. So and I am getting a little bit tired. So it would be a good excuse just to wrap things up. So he did go into to it about Ana Kasparian leaving the left. So but I probably can focus on that at some other time. So I am sorry. So let's see. I'll talk to y'all on the chat line a little bit, and I'm going to go and get some shut eye because I'm been incredibly tired. I've been having a rough week, so that's part of it right there for me. I just kind of been a little bit ad hoc and all over the place today. Getting myself right back into practice online. So and all that. So anyway, okay. I like that. Rumor has it that Anna has a nice new skirt. Let's see. Let's see. I don't even know what force the vote means either. I'll try explaining that to people. I don't know if you're joking or not, but try explaining force the vote to people. And there are people that don't know, but I guess it was kind. Sometimes I'm in a bubble, so there you have it. And I have to remember that. Let's see here. All right. Okay. I'm just scrolling through. Is he? I don't know what context it meant. Is he doing an RFK Jr. impression? I have done an RFK impression occasionally, and I'm doing it again. Let's see. That would be fun to do if Trump is elected and he's in the administration. With Tulsi, all I have to do is sound like a damn robot because that's how she sounds. She sounds like a damn robot. So I see a lot of on the chat line here, and I don't want to. Please don't vote for Zionism. Vote for Jill Stein and Butch Ware. No problem. That's it. That is who I'm going to vote for in November. I've already voted for Jill Stein on Wednesday early voting. Yeah, I'm going to wait till election day. I'm just old fashioned like that. Let's see. Audio is grabbled. I hope the audio is fine now. I hope. Let's see here. Your mic is good, but the audio from your speed up to TYT set speed that is during the weird things to the audio. Thank you, Chuck. Intergalactic UFO Show. I'll remember that next time when I'm actually. I should have realized that when that was going on. I'll remember that next time. Get a Brave browser, will you never see another ad? I'll look into it. I will. Right. And I am going to let's see here. PHS Cisco. Hey, how are you doing? Nothing like watching one night one wannabe right winger grifter go into another one. Yes, absolutely. Now I will say this, and I've said this a few days on Facebook. If I can go on Facebook, I will share with y'all my little clever meme that I posted, and let me see if I can find it first. And if I can find it, that'll be awesome. Give me a moment here. And I should have had that available. Oh, good. Should have had that available at the time. All right. Let's see. All right. Give me a couple of seconds here. Yeah, there it is. I found it. All right. And the reason I am doing this because I just, I'd rather actually share it with y'all than to actually say it. So there is that. Oh, darn, don't disappear on me. Here we go. If Ana Kasparian is now supposedly part of the right, and if Jimmy Dore is supposedly part of the right, do they make up and become friends again? That's the big question right there, And so, I just thought that was kind of funny. It was just a funny thought in my head a few days ago. So I thought I'd share that and all. So, okay, folks, I am about ready to get out of here because I'm sleepy as hell. So I'm back online, as you could tell. Not only am I back online, other than how it sounds, speeding up, sounds like everything is fine as far as streaming ability is concerned. I had to go and buy a new computer, as I said today, to do this. But I also have a new modem, new router, all that. So things are on the upturn, and I'm glad of that. And so I'll start streaming again on a regular basis, and hopefully not going to have the glitches you've been seeing lately. It's been very embarrassing that I've been having. So Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 8:00, Tuesdays, Bragland, that sort of thing, and I'm going to go to sleep really soon. So if you like what you heard, please press like and comment any way you disagree with what I have to say. Feel free to share the contents on this channel. As a First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it because we're the muckrakers of our time. Subscribe to the Willie Bragg Show on all the appropriate platforms. And remember this, free Palestine, free healthcare for all, free Julian Assange is free, but pardon Julian Assange, and free and pardon S. Snowden, and protect free speech absolutism. I'm going to go now, so y'all take care. I'm going to go to sleep fairly soon. Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.